Not too far from Regina. Meanwhile, smoke being reported at Regina Airport, and some of that particulate matter can help refract the light and create that kind of red effect, sunrise and sunset. We watch for it. Sometimes red clouds, of course, red sky in the morning, sailor's warning. Well, we've got some cloud cover and some thunderstorms across parts of northern Ontario today, clearing slowly across Newfoundland, hopefully clear it out for the St. John's Regatta. Big day tomorrow, civic holiday, Kitty Vitty Lake, and heading west. Yeah, big ridge in the jet stream. And smoke being reported in Victoria at Vancouver International Airports, BC. State of emergency continuing there August the 1st, and temperatures are going up. They've come down dramatically in Alberta. Radar picking up a few scattered showers there. Overnight, 9 degrees for Calgary, which is about average actually for this time of year. Around 10, 11 degrees would be normal. Vancouver, 17, and for an overnight low, 19, feeling like 25 in Toronto. That's the morning low that you hit this morning. So it is hot and humid in many parts of Canada. Meanwhile, it's unsettled in the prairie provinces. This is the low that took down temperatures yesterday. Yesterday to today, we were in the mid-20s for Calgary. High teens today. Scattered thunderstorms. We've had some morning thunderstorms across the Manitoba Lakes. That's moving on. The flow is coming out of the north, and that should help to clear out some of the air, the smoke I was mentioning for Regina and Weyburn. Today, with a flow more out of the north, temperatures cool down and scattered thunderstorms possible in Alberta. Likely non-severe, but still watch for downpours this afternoon. Listen for thunder and take shelter. Smoke is causing poor air quality. The circulation clockwise around a ridge, counterclockwise around a low. That is a double push of very hot, dry air towards the coast, and temperatures are extreme in BC. This week we are challenging, if not resetting, new all-time records. Thunderstorms in Ontario today, the north, and this
island. Now is the time to do it.
Have yourself a little staycation indeed. Love it. You know, there are few views of Toronto as spectacular as those from the Toronto Islands. And if you're not familiar, it's a short ferry ride across the harbor. You've got the island airport on one side, the skyline behind you. You've got little planes and bigger planes as well flying overhead. And then you're out on these islands, a quiet oasis looking back at a spectacular skyline. It's an archipelago. There are over half a dozen islands, but they've been hard hit this year. Let's talk about what else is going on across the country. A Cal at 5 this evening. Montreal and Halifax 23. Got some clear skies. Chance of showers. Toronto, Mississauga, Muskoka. Slight chance. It collapses as the daytime heating collapses. And boy, has it been hot. Cool day in Calgary. Still the chance of showers. Hot day in BC. Vancouver, headed to 31 tomorrow. And there will be temperatures in the lower mainland that hit the mid-30s. And we may even approach 40 in a few spots. Certainly inland areas approaching 40, threatening all-time temperature records this week. A very strong and prolonged heat wave peaking late week. Forecast temperatures and feels like for Wednesday. Okay, a little cool in St. John's, but with a bit of luck, the winds will be light out on Kitty Vitty Lake for the big regatta tomorrow. And maybe you're doing some sailing of your own. Maybe not a full-on regatta or a sail pass. I guess it's past sail pass season. We're well into the season now. Boaters around the Great Lakes. The chance of thunderstorms today, more organized in the north than the front is slumping south. Future radar, and we've got your actual radar in 20 seconds with your local forecast. The thunderstorm risk overall is a bit more widespread for tomorrow. We've got those showers clearing Newfoundland, and then it's a couple of really quiet, lovely days for the maritime provinces. Chance of thunderstorms, Ontario, Quebec tomorrow. St. Peter's Bay, northern Prince Edward Island, or maybe Tofino is your spot. And boy, is it going to be hot and sunny there this week. The Long Ranger with Kelly looks ahead in just 45 seconds. What's the long weekend going to be like? What are our patterns? Now we're into the month of August. The pattern today for the prairies is a little cooler and a little more showery. Thunderstorms in northern Ontario. Some rumbles to start the day. The main threats, hail and wind. The risk of storms in the prairies. Some spots in all three provinces and the cooler air that comes in with that. And some instability lingering with the chance of pop-up storms on a hot and humid day in southern Ontario. Southern Quebec has a greater risk tomorrow as that front pushes south. The extreme heat, an intense heat wave now underway in British Columbia, and temperatures inland areas could approach 40 this week. Some of the forecast models even indicating a Soyuz could top 40 degrees. There's a Friday snapshot, and here's the long ranger. Maybe a little road trip down to the eastern townships or up into the Laurentians if you've got friends with a cabin, or maybe you're doing some camping. It is a beautiful part of our country, and you know, our country's brightest and best. Some of our top athletes are taking part. Canada Summer Games in Winnipeg, and this evening again there'll be some wonderful entertainment and free activities as well at the Forks. That's the Canada Summer Games for the next couple of weeks. Suzanne Leonard with our team. Steve Perko, our producer-director, welcoming him back to this time of day. Old friends, good to see you, our old friends in the audience. Halifax 23 this evening and Vancouver 25 after a scorchingly hot day, an extreme heat wave setting up this week. Today is the first really intense day, and I know many of you don't have air conditioning. You don't typically need it in British Columbia. It's going to be a hot week, so take tips from other parts of the country that do heat up much more quickly, which would include the BC interior. Take it easy. Keep yourself well hydrated. Watch out for thunderstorms. Pop-ups in southern Ontario today. Daytime heating could produce a few cells. Northern Ontario has had a number of thunderstorms already, and as the front pushes south, another risk of rain tomorrow for Montreal, but this time for Toronto, Hamilton, and Niagara as well. There's the front approaching. Beautiful day ahead for the Maritimes and a brighter day for Newfoundland on Wednesday. It'll be drier, certainly. 29, southern Ontario, southern Quebec, feeling at least 5 degrees warmer, hot and humid for now. Your local weather's ahead with your weekend outlook as well. Risk of thunderstorms today in the prairies and a cooler trend for now. Not good news, but this is great news. Well, there's volleyball and there's also baseball. Soccer, rowing, athletics. It's a hot summer for this. Good point. Good point. I don't know. Is it just me? Sweating and rolling in sand. But beach volleyball, of course, very popular. We've got some great Canadian athletes. It's all happening in Winnipeg. There are free activities and concerts down at the Forks every night right through until August the 12th, I believe it is. And happy August 1st to you. It's Tuesday. Got some scattered showers, cooler temperatures, trough in the jet stream. Parts of the west, BC, scorchingly hot. Today is the first really hot day of a multi-day stretch. We'll get to that in a second. We've cooled down, not much in eastern Canada. Temperatures and humidity in the mid to high 20s, feeling like the 30s. Daytime and overnight lows. That's not too bad. That's pretty comfortable, but 19 feeling like 25. If you do not have air conditioning, it is going to be a little sticky for tonight. And sticky, it's cooler. Bit of a pop-up situation for thunderstorms, and we'll see cooler daytime highs and a fresher, drier, not sticky air mass moving in from west to east across the prairies. It's already there in Alberta. You had a cool, somewhat showery start to the day. Chance of a few strong storms down towards the southern foothills. A little bit of extra lift there. Moisture. Change up in the flow. That'll help to clear out some of the air. Some of the smoke from fires in BC is being reported. It's being seen, smelled across the prairies. I say smell because you can smell it, you breathe it. People that have asthma, it's a very difficult situation. Great little story out of Calgary, one of the neighborhoods there, Mahogany. 2 5-year-olds and a 3-year-old. The 3 little kids they set up a lemonade stand on the weekend. They were selling lemonade for BC fires. They saw the smoke, talked to their mums and dads about what it was. This is Calgary we're talking about. Meanwhile, BC still has special weather statements. Also, heat-related warnings, high pressure, offshore flow, very strong one developing, and it's extreme heat in the coming days. This is a snapshot of Friday. Thursday, Friday, we've got heat peaking near 40 degrees. Thunderstorm risk, northern Ontario, southern Ontario. Tomorrow it'll be more in the south. Temperatures this evening, keeping healthy when it's hot. Sometimes this can be a real challenge. Extensive work. It's been a real story of heartache and challenges for the residents and regular life. People do live on the Toronto Island. It's a beautiful archipelago on the south side of the city, that buffer between wide open Lake Ontario and the city shoreline. Weather events here, it's all quiet. We've had some thundery rains in northern Ontario, across the prairies, also in Newfoundland today. 3 areas of active weather. We've got Kelly standing by with a look at the long range forecast and what might be in store for the long weekend, some of the elements there. Today, cooler in Alberta and cooling temperatures for Saskatchewan, Manitoba. It's just a brief bump down with some scattered thunderstorms. Listen for that thunder. Lightning always the most common danger with thunderstorms. And in northern Ontario, it's fairly widespread today. It'll shift a little further south, southern Quebec included, the risk for tomorrow. It's hot and humid in those areas today, which could help to promote a couple of pop-up thunderstorms, lake breezes as well. Sticky day. Keep yourself well hydrated. There's the risk of storms for northern Ontario. Wednesday, the risk slides south. BC, meanwhile, not thunderstorms heating up, but temperatures and scorchingly hot. And with the nature of the topography in BC, it's a coastal climate, mountainous terrain. Those temperatures are going to rise very quickly as we get away from the water. There could be a 5 to 10 degree difference between shoreline areas and areas just a slight distance inland. Having said that, downtown Vancouver forecast to hit 30 degrees several days running, mid-30s, even close to 40 parts of the interior with an offshore flow.